right, testing. You guys will have to let me know how the audio is. I know it's probably not going to be perfect, and if the video quality is okay. I think I got it pretty dialed in, but you never know. Good evening, everyone. See some people joining up. Hidden numismatist. I will make sure to show a half cent. I can definitely do that. So, yeah, thank you guys for joining. I guess I just wanted to try. I know a lot of us are stuck at home, so figured show off some coins and people want to see. So, excellent audio. Sweet. Awesome. So, I think I got the lighting set up. You know, lighting coins live is pretty tough, it turns out, compared to, you know, having to edit them and light it all perfectly for a video. So, I was testing here. Let me take this coming down, soon thing down here. You'll have to forgive me for the ramble. Like I said, I think we're just going to have a little fun here. Pretty good example of a coin that's generally very hard to image because you got the just pure, you know, black on white look. But one thing I found and we'll be using tonight while we're doing this is if I leave the coin still, it stays nice and in focus for you guys. And then I can use a second light, like from a phone. And in this one, it might blow it out a little bit because it's pretty bright. But essentially, by moving the light around, you guys should get a pretty good look at the surfaces of the coin, the reflectivity of the coin, and the toners. If we show any toners, it should come up all right. So you guys will have to let me know. It's just something I'm working on. Yeah, work in progress. But let's get to some coins. So I'll leave that up here while I find a half cent real fast. You know, I used to have more half cents handy, but I don't have quite as many these days. This one is a really fun one. I think you'll probably like it. Let's see. It is slightly canted in the actual holder itself, and being a darker coin, I'd have to add some more light here. But I think we're still pretty much on focus. It's a gorgeous coin. MS63 brown. And just that beautiful chocolate color you want to see on coins of this type. There we go. Just really nice. You can see the luster, like even though it's brown, just swirling, you know, around the coin. You'll have to forgive me as I figure out how this light works. It's all backwards in the things I'm watching. Yeah, just a fun coin. All the details. You just don't see bust material like this in mint state very often. Here we go. Let's make sure it's still in shot. Yeah. But this is definitely one that requires the extra light just a little bit to really fully appreciate it. Again, nice cartwheeling luster. Just moves around as the light hits it, you know, in different directions. So, fun coin for sure. And those of you guys arriving now, again, welcome. We're just kind of having a fun, laid-back coin show and tell. And if you guys have any coins you'd like to see, just let me know. And if I have one handy, we can definitely try. I do wish I could get in a little closer, but this is about the farthest zoom in I can, especially for half cents and smaller coins. It's going to be tough, at least to stay in focus and high quality. But yeah, it's definitely a fun half cent, and yeah, real nice coin. So yeah, we got a question, or Seth's asking for some early U.S. Colonial coinage. You know, one of my favorite things is Spanish Colonial, which we used here, you know, till 1857. And I actually just recently acquired this one, and it is an absolute beauty. So it's one I wanted to show off tonight. And yeah, it looks like we're staying in focus there. It is one of the very, very finest known 1819 8 reals from Mexico Mint. And it's just stunning. It's almost semi-proof like on the Obverse, but just fully struck up, no planchet flaws. And you got to think, you know, we weren't actually actively making silver dollars in 1819. We stopped in 1804, and so we were using 8 reals, we were using thalers. We were using, British crowns whenever we could. So, but this one just has luster like a modern, a modern coin, and it's just absolutely astounding. It's going into my 8 real typeset because I'm a big fan of Spanish Colonial. I highly recommend, if you're a U.S. collector, to at least get 1 or 2 Spanish Colonial 8 reals like this. You can actually find them in phenomenally high grade for not too much money. It's just really, they're really fun. Look at the strike and luster on this one. They don't all look like this one. This one's kind of special. So, anywho, Spanish Colonial. So, let's see what else we might have as far as U.S. Colonial. Actually, I think let's see. How about we go big? If we're going to do this, we might as well go big, right? There it is. How about an example of second year of issue? Get it clean here so the light hits it all right. Dollar. 1795, 3 leaves, an incredible AU55. This is one of the cornerstones of my collection. It's absolutely an incredible coin. Let's get some light on it here so you can really appreciate the details. You see just swirling luster on the first coin design. Of course, they made them in 1794 as well, but those cost, more than a mint than this cost. Beautiful original toning, and just something you don't see outside of a museum. Like, it's just absolutely incredible. And yeah, isn't that amazing? I mean, it's one of those things that if you just love history, you just can't help but smile. Let's see. Again, let me know if the focus or anything goes wonky. Look at that. It's got cartwheel luster like you'd see on a Morgan dollar, but it's from 1795 and it's a flowing hair. I mean, it's just, you can see all the different feathers there on the eagle, except a little bit of flatness right on the chest. But certainly something you don't see every day. So, and again, I know this lighting's not perfect, but hopefully for a live stream it's okay. But do let me know how I can improve it if you see something you like improved or that I'm doing not great. Alright, how about we move on? I know that one's going to be tough to top. How about this? What we're looking for, again, let me know what else you guys want to see. Proof-seated coinage, Ethan says. I think I can definitely help with proof-seated coinage. Let's, here we go. I know which one we need. I haven't shown this one in a while. And I know as I walk behind the camera, it's going to be a little bit, the audio volume will change. I'm not mic'd up mobily or anything like that. Alright, here we go. 1890 seated quarter and 67 deep cameo. This is just absolutely, it looks almost fake when you have it. It's just absolutely insane. The cert on that dollar, I see the comment for that. Let's see. You can't go back. You should be able to go back and pause it, but it's 361871113. Most of these coins do have true view. So here we go. We've got on this seated quarter, just absolutely stunning. One of the very best. Look at that. It's just mirrors with that kind of bowl luster that you see with just watery fields. It's blowing out the camera there a little bit. Just perfect. Nice late date seated quarter. Here we go. Let's flip it over. Still in focus? Yeah. Yeah, just totally frosty. Exactly what you want to see on a deep cam. You know, a lot of times you see stuff in deep cam holders that isn't really deep cam. But this one certainly qualifies. Heck, even without the light on it, you can really appreciate the frosting. Yeah, really neat. And again, guys joining late, if you want to see a specific type of coin, specifically maybe a U.S. type, or I do have some world coins other than just Mexico, which we'll maybe show a couple of those. In fact, let me show a British coin next. Let you guys start thinking about maybe different stuff you could ask for. Here we go. Let's show a British crown. It's a Rupee Crown, 1819. It's a darker tone coin, so I'll have to probably light this one up to see it real well. But beautiful, beautiful design. Yeah, you can see it's got beautiful. It's kind of rainbow toned at the top and at the bottom, probably in an old album. Semi-reflective, but in order to see the details, really, I probably don't want the light so much on this one, but in order to see the color. Let's turn it. We've got the St. George and the Dragon reverse. Gorgeous design, Rupee. I really like the rim on the outside of these. Again, this one also has kind of a reflective reverse luster underneath with the rainbow toning. Hard to see without the lighting. Also goes to show you why good imaging is so important, and how different imaging can really change the way something looks really fast. Do I have anything from Japan? Oh man, you know, I do have one Japanese yen that's really nice, but I don't think actually I have it here. These all live at the bank vault, and so borrowed some to come do a live stream, and then they're going to go straight back. But let's see. It looks like mostly I just have Mexican, Spanish Colonial, and U.S. with me here. Gosh, I should, other than the one British there. So maybe next time though. If this works well and you guys end up liking it, we can always do more. It's really, especially if we're stuck here at home, might as well share and look at some fun coins, right? Okay, so tell you what, let's look at gold wings. Easier to Gamer Games asked, is gold wings easier to get than gold CAC? For sure, 100%. Gold, I mean, Lance and Wings are it's a great company. I actually think for world coins, it's needed maybe more than for U.S. coins, because the grading and stuff like that for U.S. coins is more established. And the variance you see on world coins seems to be higher. But at the same time, they're not equivalent as far as rarity, because let me tell you, gold CAC is incredibly rare. John Albanese over there is very picky with those, saying the coins are completely undergraded and it's PQ for the next level. When like a gold wing sticker means really that the coin's really nice. So it's probably better than its assigned grade, but it certainly is not as rare. Happy Easter to you as well, drone footage. Yeah, as you can see here, we got an 1864, I believe it's 64, hold on, I can't remember. Yeah, 1864 25-cent business strike, which is actually an incredibly rare coin. Very scarce in higher grades. It's funny how, you know, some of these coins are kind of overlooked as far as rarity. Beautiful kind of old album toning. I actually found this guy in a sale here locally that it lived in an album for years and years and years and years. And actually the album is back here on the bookshelf that it lived in for about 50 years and got this toning. So kind of neat to see it from beginning to end. So let's see what else people would like to see. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of waffle and show coins at random. Give me 1 second. Let me find a coin here. Let's see. Okay. How about we look for? It's actually semi-proof. Yeah, it is a little bit. It's a little bit frosty on this quarter, but and a little bit reflective. but not enough to get the PL or anything like that. How about we look at, well, here, let's look at another seated quarter proof, since that was requested at one point, some seated proofs. This one's the finest known at PCGS. And again, from this angle, you really need more light to really appreciate it. Proof 67, so it's very clean. You can see just this beautiful, beautiful album toning. Incredible colors. This was one of those that the picture picks it up better than video probably will, but I think you'll get the idea. So, hey Trussex, how are you doing, buddy? Hopefully, can one of you guys let me know, is the stream coming through at 1080p? I know when we did some testing originally the other day that it was limiting us to 720p for some reason, but between some changes in the YouTube account and changes in my encoder settings, I think maybe we got it resolved. So let me know. Yeah, isn't this gorgeous? Just absolutely beautiful crescent rainbow on top of an amazing quality coin. So let's see. Gamer Games asked if I've got any Barber coinage. Yeah, let's look at some Barber stuff. Absolutely. Let's go with a $50, because we've seen a lot of quarters recently. As much as I love quarters, I'd like to spice it up for you a little bit. Here we go. I have one of the prettiest. Oh, good. 1080. Awesome. Nice. If it doesn't look good, Jay, as far as the quality of the 1080p, let me know, and I can always bump up the bit rate or anything. But it looks like, I think from this end it looks much more improved. Barbers, though. Here we go. Look at this one. This is a Barber. It's first year issue, beautiful deep cameo on a gem coin, CAC. I mean, it's everything you want. The amount of CACs on these are incredibly low. Yeah, and I do have something hammered trust. I will get that here in a second. But look at this. So let me get some light on it. It's just beautiful, beautiful mirrored fields with frosty devices. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, there aren't many better, especially for the first year issue. If you go later date, you get like 1900s, early 1900s examples in proof. You can actually find coins of this quality fairly commonly. But again, first year issue, even 1893, anything before like 1895 seems harder. But wow, isn't that amazing? Just fun. Alright, well that's up. I'm gonna find us something else here. See if I have some of that hammered coinage. Here we go. This will be a fun one to try to show. It's very small, so I'm not sure how well it's going to show. Technically, it's hammered. Trust. It's a Roman Republic denarius. So 146 BC. It's one I just found in a collection a long time and sent it in with some other NGC stuff I was having graded. I think it's quite pretty. It might be too small to show, sadly, on this. But really pretty coin. Cool design with a whole bunch of chariots on back. It's not rare or anything like that. I guess it would technically be kind of like that. You can see the chariots there and the horses. Let's see if I have something bigger here. A little bit bigger. Seth's asking if I've got any essays or patterns. I do have one French essay, which I've done a video about. In fact, the last live stream test that I made public, you can go watch, and I did show one off there. Again, sadly, it's not with me today. I tell you, here, I know the perfect hammered coin trust. That's, it's actually raw, so I'm gonna have to sit here and, well, let's see if I can do it in the holder here, because I really don't want to drop it. Well, let's see. Yeah, this might work. So it is an Athena and Al. I think that might work. You get some glare, obviously, from the plastic. But look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's like a mint state Athena and Al, which is one of the more popular, there we go, or popular world coins, ancient coins. Absolutely beautiful. You can see all the breast feathers on the owl. You can see, it's just really, really neat to see something this old, and this good a shape. And we're talking 430 BC, to put it in perspective. Ooh, I know this is not ideal. Let's see. Hold a second, let me put it here and I'll scoot it. Hopefully still in focus. It's going to be a little sideways. Let's see if I can't fix that. Yeah, look at that. This might work. Perfect. Actually, that doesn't look half bad either. The only detractor on this coin is that banker's mark that you see on the cheek. Beautifully well struck, you know, really high relief. Incredible. It really is incredible. But that banker's mark was obviously done contemporary at the time to check if it was good silver. And so while it's part of the history, it certainly does affect the value in a negative way. But at the same time, who cares? Really, really neat. What's also interesting to note is how thick. You know, these coins are very, very chunky. And yeah, it's well centered. No, it's a real good example of an Athena and Al. Let's see what's next. How about some gold? Everybody loves gold. Let's do a favorite of everybody, it seems. A nice St. Gaudens $20 double eagle. This one is a very common year, but in very high grade. 66. But we'll just look at the luster. Even amongst 66s, this I think is a particularly nice example. It's just really satiny and again, very, very pretty. I've got videos in this coin before where I've shown it. I actually used to live in an NGC holder. Yeah, look at that. If you buy a Saint, especially a common date one, be very, very picky. You'll find ones in 65, 66 holders that are actually dogs, in my opinion. Like, they're really bad coins. And you'll find some in lower grades that are really undergraded that are very clean. You want to look on Liberty's skirt and the center just to make sure it's really well struck. But other than that, good luster. Good luster. If you find them proof-like, even better, but that's a unicorn. Look at that. See how the luster just curls on the coins. It's perfect. One of the prettiest Saints I've ever run across. So I was happy to get it a long time ago. This is a good example. It was in a 65 holder, an old NGC, and I was just like, that says in a 65. So, real nice coin. Let's catch up on comments here. Yeah, Banker's Mark does add a little bit of character. Scenic, I agree. I wish it wasn't there, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers for a coin that old, for sure. Let's see, Barber coinage. Again, let me know if you guys, for those that joined maybe a little later, what you'd like to see. We can, if I have it handy or any of the type, I will show it off. Let's see. Here, I've got a fun one. This one's going to be hard to video and light, but it'll be a good test of this setup to see how well it does with difficult coins. It's an 1805 Drake Bust dime in an astounding MS62, which is just incredible. You don't see a lot of mint state stuff from this era of U.S. coinage. And if you see, look at this. It's just got this beautiful, beautiful iridescence and luster to it with original color. It was never dipped. That's why it's kind of dark. But at the same time, it's dark, but if you spin the light, you can see the luster spins perfectly and unbroken. Really neat. Again, kind of small, I know, for the video here, but something you don't see every day. The reverse is actually better, and it's toned with just an awesome rainbow center. Oh man, I'm not going to be able to see it, are we? This old holder, there we go, you can kind of see it. Blues on the outside, blues, greens to red centers, with, again, swirling luster. Absolutely a lot of fun. And, yeah, really neat. This old holder, though, definitely needs to be reholdered because it's all scratched up, as you can see there in the center. Let's see. Oh, Larry After Dark. That's funny. Scenic. And I don't know how much I'll do these. I just thought, this is kind of fun. We're all stuck at home, right? Okay, so let's see what's next. How about something a little bit more pedestrian? Let's see. Yeah, check this out. Let's do a Jefferson Nickel. Zoom, please. I wish we could zoom more. Believe it or not, the camera's pretty zoomed, but the focus length of this particular camera doesn't allow me to get much closer. So maybe I guess I should stick to the bigger coins. But we'll do a Jefferson Nickel here really fast. This is just a 1964 proof Jefferson Nickel in '66. It's actually a real common couple dollar coin. But this one, let's see if I can get it to show off its color, has just beautiful rainbow toning, which, again, I don't think we're gonna see. Darn, I was really hoping it would show. If you get a chance, look up this TrueView 35794457. It's absolutely gorgeous. Sadly, again, I don't think I've got the right lighting set. The reverse, you can see it a little bit better. It's just all sorts of rainbow, which is a lot of fun. Yeah, there we go. So it's fun. You can find really cool wow coins, as I call them, at any price level, which is nice. Let's see, Bolivian coins. You know what? I do have some Bolivian coins. Whether or not I have them from 1827 up, I don't know. I don't have that box handy. It's at the old bank vault right now, so I can't quite get it. But I do have a Bolivian from 1743 that maybe that'll qualify. It's a 2 real cob. It's really nice as far as cobs go. As you know, cobs, they're very crude in how they were originally made and how they survived too. So actually doesn't help much, especially with that scratched up NGC holder. Yeah, no, it's nice. You can see 2 right at the top. Let me get like a pointing device here or something. Right here at the top of the coin, you can see 2, which is the denomination, obviously for 2 real. You can see the date actually here in the bottom center, which is 1743. It's just 743. They don't actually have all the dates. Right here below, you'll notice waves, because there's waves and a pillar. So there's the 2 pillars like you see later on Spanish designs, like, for example, very quickly, that is Spanish crest. So basically, it's an early version of that here on the front of the cob. But even then you can tell. And then the center here shows the different assayers. So C is the assayer there, and P is the mint. So that's kind of how to read those. I know it looks a little bit weird. Definitely, it's like its own map. You need to understand it. The reverse on these is cool. Generally speaking, you find them all mushy and you can't really see. And again, I wish I could zoom in more, but sadly can't, especially for small coins like this right now. I'll work on something like that. But yeah, real nice Spanish cross design on this particular Bolivian. Now, you'll also notice it's nearly impossible to see, but they repeat the date here at the very, very bottom. A lot of times on cobs, they'll repeat the dates, which is something to keep an eye out for. Let's see. Robert is saying he's looking to buy early U.S. copper coin grading book. You can find a lot of good copper books on eBay and things like that, that's where I'd suggest. I mean, a good red book is a good way to go. If you really want to get into like the crazy history and stuff in copper, you can take a look at this book. So I'm gonna hit my light a little bit there. Here, let's move this just for a second. I don't want to zoom out because otherwise I will. So this is actually Sheldon, the guy that the grading system's named for. His first book's on early American synths. It's a really iconic book for the hobby. So if you're looking to get into it, that might be a fun one to have. But as far as real reference, any red book is probably a better option and cheaper in the beginning. So let's see, what's next? How long have we been going? We're going for 31 minutes now, going strong. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let's find something fun and maybe a little different. Here we go. Let's do a modern. Coin Searcher loves the coins. Thanks, buddy. Figure we can all take a look at fun stuff while we're all stuck inside. Here's a modern couple dollar coin, 2007 S Proof 67 synth. It's one of the presidency, Lincoln years. So what's kind of interesting about this one is not so much this side of the coin. It's that it has beautiful rainbow toning on this side that somehow happened in the inside of the proof set. And again, I wonder if I'm going to be able to pick this up on the coin, but it's all on the edges, just beautiful colors. And again, makes an otherwise, nothing coin realistically as far as collectability really fun. So it's another example of finding cool coins at all price levels. Got any hammered British silver? Coin Searcher asks. Not with me at the moment. I know I've got some George II stuff. Excuse me, some Charles II stuff. I don't know, I have to look. I know I've got some old British stuff that I think is hammered technically. I always forget which countries when they switch to screw presses from hammered design. But next time for sure I'll bring a lot more of the world stuff. Let's see. The only other British thing I have handy is I've got another British crown, but it's kind of darkly toned as well. It's 1819 Pastruki. There's not much in the way of super toning on this one. It's a little bit colorful, but not any real luster or anything like that. Good old George III. But again, just a killer reverse design. The St. George and the Dragon is just always awesome. Great detail. Apex asks, am I a coin dealer, or are these all my coins? Sometimes I show you coins that are friends of mine or something like that I might have, but most of them are mine. I'm just a dealer. I'm just a collector. Excuse me. I sell extra stuff I might have on eBay or something occasionally, but not an official dealer or anything like that. Just a person that loves coins and loves history and likes to talk about it and share it. So let's see what's next. Unless we got any other. Let's see. Yeah, Trust X right. We do all. If you collect long enough, you end up buying and selling. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm just pulling out stuff at random at this point. How about a mercury dime? Well, mercs are fun, and this is a particularly nice merc. Real frosty proof. Let me get it lit here proper. Yeah, isn't that fun? Just really reflective, very shiny. And you can get 42 proofs in lower grade for not crazy amounts of money. They're around. You can even find some. I know one was posted to Reddit the other day that was just an incredible toner, which, well, I thought this one stood out as far as the blast whites that I had seen. the toner was more impressive. So, let's see. Coin Searcher asks, do you prefer 1700s Spanish gold, silver? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think everybody loves gold. I've never met somebody yet that's really complained about gold. But that being said, realistically, silver is more interesting because it's more obtainable. It's not stupid expensive. I mean, you can spend $100, and let me show you what you could buy for $100, Spanish silver wise. Like, okay, for under $100, you could buy something like this. Which actually, this is technically a Bolivian coin, so I lied. I did have an extra one around. Let's see if I can't cheat this so we can actually see it. Sorry, I didn't have a setup for raw coins. Yeah, I think that'll work. It might be a little jank, but it'll work. Oh, it's not high enough. Hold on a second. That's actually... well, let's see if I can just kind of hold it in place. Here's a 8 real. Oh, come on, light. From Potosi in Bolivia, 1795. Really nice, like VFXF. Probably more closer to XF. This, again, something you can go very obtainable for under $100. Another good example is, here is Brazil. Again, sorry about that. Wasn't planning to do raw coins. I didn't have the setup here. 960 Reese from 1816. Really nice AU example. You can get this. I mean, I got this. I think I won this on eBay a while back. Well, like a year or two actually back for 80 some odd dollars. So again, really cool coins. Let's see what's next. Favorite design. Let's see. Favorite design in American coins? Oh, I mean, probably seated quarters if I had to just, if you held me to just pick one. But, if I have to pick, like, if I can pick one side of a coin, which I know is a little bit of a cop-out, let's look at one of Longacre's. I think the reverse on this, on the lid 20, is really pretty. You got the kind of rays you'd see in an arrows and rays setup for like a seated 1853 coin. You've got a gorgeous eagle. I don't know. I just think he uses the space really well and made an incredibly attractive design. Again, everybody loves gold, so that's part of it too. But even if this was a silver coin, oh man, I'd love to have seen this on the back of a seated dollar or something like that. Not that seated dollars aren't good in their own right, but I think that this design is particularly great. So, and I guess I'll show the obverse of this one too. This is an 1898S. Which actually gets incredibly scarce above 64. Well, really above 65. But above 64, they get really hard. And this one's really nice. Again, a coin I bought in lower grade in a different holder for not much above spot, if you can believe it. Real beautiful coin. So basically, if you're buying 20s, Saints or Libs, you can be picky. Because there are a ton of them out there. Alright, let me catch up with chat here for a second. Oh, it's nice coin search. You got a 1792 gold one escudo. That's really, let me tell you, that's a fun coin. I don't have any escudos at the moment. Here, we're talking about Spanish Colonial here, one of my favorite designs / coins. I know I've shown this coin a couple times, so you have to forgive me if you've seen it before, but it's probably the prettiest 8 real pillar style that I've ever seen. It's graded AU55, but don't let that fool you. The coin's absolutely just outstanding. It's got beautiful rainbow toning and luster on both sides. A full strike. Just really cool. Look at that. Like, it's just so cool to see one so pretty. It's definitely a rarity when you see these mainly in like VF, you know, to see one that's just really, really astoundingly nice. Let me catch up here on chat. Thank you guys for some suggestions here. Not Ted Cruz, that's funny. As if I have any early dollars, 94, 95, yes. Actually, we showed one off here a bit ago, so if you go back in the stream a little bit, or wait till the stream's over and you can watch it DVR, yes, we looked at that one. Let's see, arrows and rays. Yes, we got some arrows and rays. Let's do that. Everybody loves an arrows and rays. Let's look at a $50 because it's a little bit larger than the quarter. Even though the quarter I got's a little nicer. So we'll start with the Obverse. This is a 62 CAC. Let me also check on a focus to make sure we're in focus. Looks like we're staying in focus okay. Beautiful coin. A little marky, but you'd kind of expect that for a 62 coin. You can see as I pull it over, it has full mint luster, which is great. But you can also see, if I don't blind it here, really, it's got some marks here and there, which is a detractor, but those that know trying to find a nice one of these is tough. So let's turn it over here so we can see the side everybody wants, the actual raise side, which, like a lot of CD coins, the reverse is always better as far as survivability and condition. Yeah, really pretty reverse. Beautiful raise. Of course, a short-lived type because the raise, all those little lines in the back of the design made the dies structurally weak, and when they became structurally weak, everything crashed and they cracked. So you see a lot of these in the later die states that really have a lot of just wicked die cracks, which is really fun to see. Let's see. Any early American Colombian coins? Gosh, at one point I had an old gold Colombian coin, but I don't think, as far as with me or anything raw, I don't think I have any Colombian coins at the moment. Got any Indians? Actually, coins for sure I don't at the moment, which is kind of odd. I did have a 10 Indian and a 2.5 at one point. Honestly, I don't like the encased Indian designs very much, the 2.5s and the 5s. And the 10 Indian's very pretty, but they're just super expensive. So let's see. Let's see. You forgive me with my bad pronunciation of names. Kaio 1979 2001 asked, how long have I been collecting coins? Honestly, over 20 years. I remember doing this when I was with my dad, though, as a kid growing up, buying $6 Morgan dollars out of a bag, really, really cool Morgan dollars. But so once I grew up and got a job and then could kind of come back to it, I came back to coins and really been in it. I love the history. I love that it's where economics, politics, and just everything kind of meet as far as policy and history. And it's just if you're a history buff, it's really easy to fall in love with coins. Okay, let's switch up to something easy. 1 ounce silver, Jay asked for. Actually, I started the stream with this, but I didn't really talk about it. As far as a modern 1 ounce silver, I think these 2016 American metals are really pretty, really interesting, and I don't think they command much of premium at all anymore. Just really interesting design. I think the eagle specifically is a really cool eagle. I would have almost liked them to use this specific eagle on new American silver eagles. I think it's a much stronger, kind of invokes, Gobrecht and some of those other designs. Actually, it kind of really is, now that I look at it, looks kind of like a Gobrecht dollar. Maybe that's why I like it so much. But neat. Oh, sorry, Jay. trying to keep up with all the different stuff in chat. Let's see what's next. I'll tell you what. Let's do something real fun. I haven't made a video about this one just yet. This is something I was hunting for years, many years. It is an 1885 gold dollar in Proof 64 decam CAC. Absolutely super rare, as you know. Any Proof gold pre-33, very hard to find, and very expensive. And I had to trade a lot of good coins to get this coin. It's the only way I could afford it, and it's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Really, this one doesn't even need the extra light because it just reflects it like a little mirror. And you can clearly see the decam cameo contrast and everything like that. Again, a small coin, sadly, so with this setup, I know the zoom is not ideal. But hopefully you can see enough of what's going on there. So, yeah, Proof Gold is kind of the end-all, be-all. If you can get, if you can ever get a hold of it. Let's see. So what's next? Let's find something fun. How about a walking Liberty $50? That's a common coin that people seem to like. I'm generally not a huge fan of them, but this one it's hard not to be a fan of. NGC 67 star, or excuse me, 68 star. Don't want to sell it short there. Just wow, right? Like, it's just a wow coin. You have to forgive me, I'm putting up some of the ones we looked at too. Really cool. Some light on it. This one, the reason it has the star is really because it's almost cameo, which those that know anything about the series, finding a cameo, I mean, there might be 4 or 5 of them graded cameo in all grades. I mean, really, like, there's very few. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but they just did not make them cameo, so they just don't exist, really, except for the rare one that was an error, essentially. But wow, look at that, the frost and the just perfect design there. Hey, what's up, Fade? We're just looking at coins, so if you have any thing you'd like to see, let me know and I will swap over to it. Let's see. Seth says he's never seen pre-33 decam gold before. Yeah, it's something you don't see very often, for sure. Here, let's do something completely different here. How about a commemorative? I actually only have one commemorative anymore. I recently got rid of my half. This coin, 66 star, Isabella, 1893. Really nice. Let's see. Get the light in the right spot. Just beautiful luster that rolls, and this color that's blues and greens and reds. It's one of the prettiest I've ever seen. It's just stunning. So here's the reverse. Look at the luster. I mean, the luster just carries the day, even with the color being so nice. That luster is just uncommon to find luster that's that nice. And again, forget the fingerprints. These NGC ones just love to show off fingerprints. Huh. Let's see. Ancient coins, Ridge Napier asks. Yes, I do. If you go back a little bit in the stream, we looked at not only an Athena and Al, but we looked at some denarius. I'd show another denarius, but it's so small that with the current setup, it's hard to actually show it. Let's see, Seth asked about a 20-cent piece. Yes, I got a 20-cent piece handy. And Eagle asked about come in halves. Sadly, no. I did have a Colombian exposition until recently, but it was one of the beautiful coins that had to be traded in to get that proof gold we saw a bit ago. So here we've got a 75S in 64 plus, kind of dark rainbow album toning, mainly on the left-hand side there. Good luster. There we go. Try not to overblow the iris on the camera here. But you can see, beautiful luster. And we'll turn it over. Hey, what's up, Platinum Skies? If you'd like to see any coins, just let me know what you want to see, and if I have it, I'll show it. We've been having just a nice laid-back ramble here. The reverse on this coin is particularly nice. And again, I wish I could zoom in closer. If you guys want to get a closer view of any of these coins, pause the video and take a look at the certification number. Almost all of them have some form of TrueView or photography attached to them, so you can see them in high res. Seth says he's not a huge fan of toned silver, but still an awesome coin. Yeah, you know, it's weird. Some coins just look better toned, some don't, and it's just kind of a coin-by-coin basis. You know, some coins you want them to be blast white. Ridge Napier asks if I have a $4 proof gold. That's funny. I do not. For those who don't know, that's incredibly rare and incredibly expensive. Any classic head half pennies? Not head crude ass. Okay, let's see. I don't think. Let me get some of these coins organized. I'm gonna get a pile here. I don't think I have any classic heads. You know, the funny thing about classic heads is they're really expensive. For really not much of a design change over the others, but I tell you, I do have two really nice large cents we can look at. Mr. Ted Cruz. Don't really have a lot of half cents, but let's take a look. How about this? Everybody loves Liberty Cap. Here's a Liberty Cap that's incredibly nice, chocolate brown. Gosh, it might be too dark to show. That's too bad. It's beautiful chocolate brown, but with the lighting on this camera, it might not really show it off the way it should. This one I actually found out of England, and found it raw, and shipped it in and graded it and everything. It's just a full strike. Yeah, it's sadly a little bit dark. Tell you what, let's switch to one large cent that isn't dark. It'll be easier to see, that's for sure. There's an 1853 and 65 full red, and it is just something else. Full red, original mint luster. In your face luster when it gets, the light hits it, and just very beautiful. It's even more red than the video is making it look, because again, everything's a little dark here because I've got so much light pouring on these coins so you guys can see them that the iris is shutting itself a little bit much. But wow, look at that. Just beautiful rolling luster. Certainly not something you see every day. Toned wheat penny. Let's tell you what, I saw another person asking for a wheat cent. Let me find a wheat cent. I know we've got one here. Here we go. It's actually a toned one too, what do you know? Another example of a coin that's not overly expensive, but a lot of fun. Common 58D and 65 red brown. It's actually, I mean, just a couple dollars. But look at that color. Greens, reds, purples a little bit, but mainly greens and reds. Just in your face, vibrant when you have it in hand, which is nice. And believe it or not, the reverse I think is even cooler. Reds in the bottom with blues, but mainly that green coming through in just a really fun way. Another example of being able to find nice coins in any grade and any price range, because honestly, I mean, that's even if someone charging a lot of money for that color, it's a $100 coin. It's probably a lot less, realistically. Okay, let me find us something else here. Beautiful copper. Any proof copper? Oh man, Eagle Scout, I wish. Proof copper is super, super rare, as you know. When I bring the world stuff back, I do have an Irish proof copper coin from 1805. Very, very cool. Let's see. Drake bust $50. Danny asks. I don't. Those are really nice. I really would like to find a nice Drake bust that didn't cost, an arm and a leg. Earliest series, to wheel and deal. I'm biased, but I think Spanish Colonial is a really interesting kind of fun area that, because really they're U.S. coins. They were used here, but you can find them in very good grade for next to nothing. Any 22D, no mint marks? Sherby asks, no, sadly not. Thoughts on plated coins? Ridge asks. That I haven't really found. Some of the gilded ones are neat, but that's about it. Platinum Skies asks about the English stuff. Other than the Rupee Crowns and stuff we talked about earlier, like that one and some of the others. All my British stuff is sadly will have to be in the next video because I just don't have it with me. I've got 1820 Sovereign. I've got a beautiful, beautiful. What is it? It's a shilling. I think it's 16 something or 15 something shilling. It's gorgeous. I'll have to bring that and show it off. Let's get a couple more in real fast. Any trade dollars, Cord Searcher asks? No, not at the moment. I did have a really nice proof trade dollar for a while, but again, it's one of those that kind of got traded away. Let's see, proof Barber stuff. Let's see. What's funny? I don't think I have any mint state Barber stuff, but I do have a proof Barber dime, which we can take a look at. Here we go. Hopefully it's still on focus. Yeah, it looks to be. So this is just MS67 cam. It's absolutely one of the very best. I think it's the plate coin for PCGS, the one they show off the type for. Super cameo, like the day it was made. You'll notice maybe a small little, what looks like a nick in front of Liberty's nose. It's actually not a nick, it's a planchet defect when you look at the picture up close. But it's as made, but sadly one of those things that does hold it back from the high super end grades. Yeah, gorgeous. Just like it was just made. But it's 1893. Let's see. 1821 Crown. Oh wow, platinum. I think I must have, but if not, I'll have to look it up after this. That has to be absolutely gorgeous. For a while there, I put together the whole Rupee Crown set from 1818 to 1820, but I stopped there. Yeah, I can imagine it in 66 plus though. That's probably gorgeous. Let's see what else people want. Confederate money. Sadly, no Confederate money. Let's see something else. I'll tell you what. We can do a nice Mexican coin. Let's do something rare. Here. This coin might not look like much at first glance to the average, just the common observer. It's a 1758 Mexican mint. MM is the assayers, two guys, one who started with M and the other that started with M. Those are the guys that tested the quality of the silver, for those that don't know. Basically the people you hung if things were off and were responsible for it. 4 reals, though, is the denomination. 4 reals are just incredibly, incredibly rare. For the most part. They didn't make many of them, and when they did, they were used very heavily and just really, really scarce items. So finding one in any grade is tough, especially for pillars. They become a little bit more common in the portrait range, and then even a little more common in the cap and raise. But this one, a little bit muted luster, which keeps it back from, you know, better things. 8055 is probably spot on the money for it. But really has no problems. And you see the 4 there on the right. Really, really, really cool coin. Something that's just absolutely super scarce, and you wouldn't know it. That it's really super expensive. Let's see. Centavos. No, I don't have any of those. Any French First Republic coins? You know, I don't. Not with me. Toned Washington quarters, though. I can help you out there. Let's find a toned Washington quarter. Let's see if this will be a good test to see how well this setup works. Okay, so here we go. We have a 1959 Washington quarter in proof 67. Again, normally a fairly inexpensive coin, but the color on this one is just, and again, it's going to be really hard for me to show, has full rainbow coating all around the edges, just full color. It's just so cool to see. Really hard to show on video though. If you get a second, look up the cert number, 822-15834, and you'll see it's just really, really nice. Back has just, you know, rainbow toning around the edges. Not as ridiculous as the Obverse was, though. But it's still very pretty. And again, not something that'll cost an arm and a leg. I know I won that on eBay for less than $100. I'd like to say it's like 80 or so. Now, mind you, I think it's worth more than that, but not much more. It really is just the color that makes it worth anything, really. Here, let's look at let's look at a cap and raise. I haven't done a cap and raise yet. And they're just a very popular coin. This is probably the prettiest cap and raise. It's not the highest grade, but it's probably the prettiest cap and raise that I've seen. It's 1868 Geo mint. I forget exactly which mint that is right now, and I wouldn't want to mispronounce it anyway. YF Assayers, MS63. Beautiful coin. Look at that. Like just in your face luster with rainbow toning around the edges. Kind of that bull luster. It just swirls with like proof-like centers, frosted devices. Oh, it's so nice. And again, a coin that is not as expensive as you might think. I mean, God, if it was a, you know, a seated dollar, you'd be talking tens of thousands of dollars, or at least $10,000 or so for this sort of quality of coin. And, you know, I think I paid $200 for this coin. Again, it's an example of one that I think is worth more than $200, but you can find fairly inexpensive cap and raise. Just look at that. Yes, George, that is correct. As far as the mint goes. But, you know, it's one of those things with a lot of these foreign mints, stuff I read constantly, but I don't, if I pronounce them on video live, I'll certainly do it wrong. Cap and raise is a nice coin set. You know, it is, Seth, but you know what's also incredible? If you really look into it, cap and raise would be basically an impossible coin set. Like, it's something like 1,400 coins if you went through all the different mints. Here, by the way, is a top pop, finest known cap and raise. Let me put some light on this one and you'll see why. 65 plus, it's just a stunner. There we go. It's got just pinks, greens, kind of dark reds on the outside. Look at that. Just absolutely perfect. No flaws or blemishes. Luster that just takes the day as soon as it hits the coin. Real pretty. does come down to, if you ask, like, which one would I prefer if I could only pick one between this one and the MS63 Plus you just saw, man, it'd be a toss-up. This one's technically better, but if I had to pick, maybe I'd pick the 63 Plus. I don't know. It's tough. This one's incredible technically. The other one might be a tad prettier if you ask me. But that's why you buy the coin and not the holder. So that's talking about 50 centavos. I do, while it's not a coin set that I collect, actually this is one that I probably will look to sell eventually just because I found it raw and it's neat, but it's not really one I collect. Take a look at this. This is a 1944 in 67. And it's just, you know, common coin, but beautiful, beautiful luster. A little bit of toning on the front, on the right side, but I'm burying the lead because this side, the cap and raise side, is just astounding. It's got the beautiful green colors that you like to see on toners, like that really bring the money. This is one that, again, this NGC holder is making very tough to actually get a good photo of. But, let's see. Just absolutely so pretty. So, real fun series. And again, like you're saying, it's not a series that costs a lot of money. Let's see what we can do next. What else is... Have you ever lost any coins? Asked Ridge. I've lost one or two in the mail, which is always, you know, for those of us that love history, it's one of the worst feelings. That's why you got to have insurance. That's why I also tell people don't store coins at your house. I mean, realistically, we love to see them, but this is why you have safety deposit boxes. It's why you can pay for them to be stored at a secure location like a bank. That's one reason I like to make these videos for everybody, is because I don't live with them, these coins. You know, they're out and about, so it actually helps me see them later if I want to see them and can't quite go get to them at the time. It's nice. So that's the story with that. I say, you know, it's always the worst, so take precautions, get insurance if you can on certain things, and again, just be smart with them in general. But yeah, losing coins is the absolute worst. Putting them in the mail, it's horrible. Okay, I'll tell you what, hey, let's do something totally different. I wonder how well this will image, but we'll give it the old college try. This is, I know you see a lot of videos online of people talking about different grading services. You got NGC, you got PCGS. Back in the day, the ANA used to do photo certs, what became Annex later and things like that. And here is a photo cert, 60C63 on a nothing coin, you know, just a Merc dime. But this is actually what it looked like. We have the ANA logo here in the top of the cert here, and then you got all the different grading information and a picture of the coin in two different spots with the actual coin in a little plastic flip that's attached to it. We can see if, I don't know how well it's going to come through at all. The grade there, they graded the front and the back differently, or separately. Annex number, and who actually sent it. Anyway, it's kind of a fun little thing that you don't get to see all the time. So, yeah, kind of fun. It looks like this one was in 82. This one they put it in, so according to that, kind of neat. Yeah, fun stuff. So let's see, what else have we got here? And then of course, you know, there's people that like the older slabs too, and older slabs do have premium. Certain ones do, for sure. You got the fatty NGCs and things like that. You also have coins like this and an old rattler holder that are going to have some premium to them as well. One reason I keep this is mainly for the history, but look at this coin. It's incredibly toned. Again, maybe it's not one I'm going to be able to, it's so small I'm probably not going to be able to show it perfectly. But beautiful blues in an old rattler. So it's just kind of fun to see. many of these coins I have videos on too, kind of spotlighting them individually, which is, if you need to see them up close. That's a dangerous looking staple. Yeah, luckily the coin's not coming out anytime soon. And I'm going to put it back in its bag. But staples are the kind of bane of all coin collectors, at least old school ones. Let's see. Man, we've been going for 1 hour and 10 minutes at this point. So how about I pick one more coin and we go out with a bang. How about we do something that you probably won't see on other YouTube channels. How about an old piece of American gold. This here is an 1803/2 Bass Dan Ruther 4, perfect T is the variety you'll see under there. MS61, $5 gold piece, which is just great. If you look at even, I know I can't zoom in really the way I would love to be able to, but I think you can clearly see the 2 underneath the 3. Beautiful, beautiful old luster and kind of a golden toning, dark golden toning that's taken place over, the last 200 years. Just something you just don't see every day. So, I'm going to share it here in glorious 1080p. Look at that. Just such a cool design. This, man, I know I said earlier the Longacre $20 double eagle reverse eagle was maybe my favorite, but gosh, this one is really good. The Drake bust design is it's really strong, really solid. So, how rare is the perfect T variety? To be quite frank, I don't think it's super rare as far as in these coin series, and to be frank, I don't really know. It's certainly, when I looked it up once, I don't think it adds a tremendous amount of value, but these are always super rare, expensive coins anyway, so I don't think people are collecting them, other than the crazy multi-billionaires and millionaires. They're not, no one really collecting them by variety, other than maybe Bass Dan Ruther, though I know Dan Ruther is one of the smartest guys in numismatics. I know Coin Television recently had some stuff with him on it, and Coin Week has interviewed him many times. Really, really smart guy. Literally wrote the book on a lot of this stuff. So, hey, I'm going to end it there. Hour and 12 minutes in or so at the moment. I really appreciate you guys being here, and of course, as soon as this is done, it'll be available as a video that you can go back through and watch if you missed part of it. I don't mind doing some of these in the future if you guys found them fun. Obviously, I'll have to get coins ahead of time, certain types, and if I run out of the types you guys might want, I might, talk to some of the local coin shops, see if they'll lend me some coins that I can show off if we want to talk about some. We could also do more focused looks at different types, if that would be helpful. I'm really open to suggestion if you guys enjoy me waffling on about this sort of stuff, and I enjoy seeing what you guys are typing here in chat and the community that we can all have, even though we're stuck home alone. So, again, I really appreciate it, guys. Let me know in the comments of this video anything you'd like to change. Obviously, I'll work on Zoom and see what we can do there, maybe a different camera. Yeah, you guys have a great night. Stay safe, and talk to you later.